Hey folks, ST26 here, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at Black Purple Luffy. So this is a pretty cool deck that has been circulating around quite recently because of the release of the recent starter decks that introduced some really nice tools to the deck. So yeah, let's get straight into the list and then let's get some games on the go. This is Luffy. If you don't know what Luffy does, you can put a Don underneath him and your characters have one cost. That's important because a lot of your characters are 6 cost, and there are things in the meta like Lin, which can put a 6 cost to the bottom of your life, and this makes them 7 costs. That's really nice. And then a your turn effective once per turn. When 2 or more Don cards are returned to your Don deck, you can set up to 1 of your Don deck as active and 1 as rested. That's really nice because some of the new tools that we just got also done -2, meaning that we're able to proc our leader effect. We're able to use cards that done -2 add a Don, and that also means we're ramping early, and it could form into this like really aggressive, chunky deck, and we'll get into that now. So 4/1 cost law. Look at the top 4 for Straw Hat or Hearts Pirates. It has to be a 2 cost or greater, so you can't search for Gum Giant, but just a 4 of. I'm going with 4 Black Mirror in this list. It used to be a 4 of. I've seen some of the other lists like differentiating between whether they're running more of this or whether like 4 of this is necessary. I still think it is. I still think it's a great card. Just allows you to be aggressive with your Don, but stay back on track with your opponent, which is nice. 4 Zoro, on play, return any amount of Don that you want. You usually do 2. Set up to 1 Don active, and then your lead effect will proc and give you those 2 Don back, one of them being active, meaning you go -2 Don to gain 3 Don. So you go up by 1 Don, so it is a ramp. Pretty nice. 4 Uzuhachi, card is good. This is a new 2k counter Nico Robin. It does the same thing that the Zoro does, but it's a 2k counter with a worse stat line. So yeah, pretty nice. 4 Frankie, on play, done -2. Again, if your lead ability hasn't been proc that turn, that's free, even better than free sometimes. You just got a card from your hand and you draw 2, so it's like OG Queen, but reverse. 3 of this Rush Luffy. Some lists again I'm running this at 2, but I like it at 3. I think it's a nice way to just be able to hit your opponent super early with the rush, and it can also be a win con for you, which is important. 4 Sanji, because we done minus, and also it's a searchable 2k. 4 of the new Luffy, and this list and just the deck in general has become segmented around relying around this Luffy more than anything. It's got a really strong potent effect of on play / when attacking as well. You can Don -2, again proccing our leader effect. If your leader is multicolored, which we are in this scenario, and your opponent has 5 or more Don cards on the field, your leader's base power becomes 7,000 power until the end of your next end phase. Sorry, end of your opponent's next end phase. Keep in mind here that this says your base power becomes 7, so you can't like stack this, right? It doesn't gain 2k. You can't play like Luffy, my leader's 9. No, your leader becomes 7,000 power base. But this is really nice, really strong. Not only does its effect proc our leader ability, but it gives us a bit of defense and allows us to be aggressive. 6/7 stat line is super strong, hard to remove, especially with, again, like I mentioned very earlier on in the video, this top ability of Don X when your characters have 1 cost, making this a 7 cost, and an even more difficult target to remove. So yeah, just a great card here. 3 Sanji, this card is just a generic good purple card, another form of us to just aggressively push our opponent, push, and also a little bit of control here, being able to rest a card. You can also use Sanji's ability to return 2 Don if you wish to, and then proc leader ability, so important. 2 of the 9 cost Luffy for similar reasons as to the Sanji. It's a rusher, adds a lot of pressure. This is a great card into the UP Luffy matchup because of that 10,000 stat line, but also you can return 2 Don and proc that leader effect, draw a card and gain the rush, which is nice. I'm running the 1 0 cost event here. I always like 2. 1-offs are not usually my go-to, but a lot of lists have been trying these 1-offs, so I'm trying it myself. There's quite a few bricks in the form of like the Luffys. These are all bricks. All of the Luffys are bricks. I'm running 2 of this 1 cost event. Some lists are between 0 and 4. I haven't seen them running 2. I think 4's too many. I don't think you need 8 searches, but I understand the importance of finding this Luffy. I just didn't want even more bricks in my list, but 2 is nice. It means that we have 6 searches that we can play out super early, which will allow us to search for either some of our rampers, 4 of them being searchable by this and by the lore, or search out some of the Luffys or some of our top end. So I like this. 4 Gongon Giant, 2 Top Knot. This card is just a great way to early be able to deal with Zorojuro, the 3 cost that is kind of everywhere right now because of the UP Luffy. But also you can just get rid of some problematic cards, right? Like Bonclay, for example, is super potent and a bit scary because some of our baselines are really high, 7k. You can just get rid of it with this, and the Don -2 again procs our leader effect. And then lastly, the last one-off, again, I hate one-offs, but people are always running a one-off here, is Gamma Knife, and I understand this one, actually. So I'm just running the one-off here. That's not groundbreaking, 1 is fine. There are some cards in the format that you just really want to answer. ACOS Kid is quite difficult for this deck to be able to get over, so if you can just Gamma Knife it immediately, it means that everything else that you have here will be able to then swing into it, and you have more of a chance of getting rid of it. But also there are some other really like annoying cards to face against that are everywhere in the form of like the ACOS Katakuri that came out in OP11, and this just means that if you turn that sideways, I'm going to have a good chance of being able to get rid of that, stopping your opponent from being able to have an offensive and defensive card. So it's nice. This is the list. I'm happy with it right now. Let's see if that stays the same. If you have seen any of my videos before, thank you for coming back and watching again. I've just come back from holiday. I've been away for 7 days straight, missing One Piece and missing making videos. So yeah, there'll be more coming out this week. Today we're looking at this Luffy, but if you have any preference on other decks, some of the ones that I'm going to probably look at this week will be Bello Betty, I really want to take a look at Garp. Someone in my locals unfortunately lost to it at a regionals, but I have a love for Garp. They got some new support in EBO 2. I actually think it's like not sleeper in the form of tier 1, but it's a nice deck that you could take to locals and shock people with. But yeah, let me know if there's any other decks that you want me to take a look at, and let's get into some gameplay. All right, so we've got game 1. You can see this is where we're at right now. We are playing in ranked sim. I'm at 1500. The first matchup is GP Luffy. And this hand is kind of cack. We're looking for one of our early rampers. We've got some rampers here. We would like to have seen a Searcher or the 6 cost Luffy, but we move. Maybe we'll take some damage early. I don't know how this matchup goes, I'll be honest. Let me take a look right now using some of the trusty Card D Kaizoku tools. If you don't have his Patreon, I would definitely suggest it. It's a very useful tool to be able to see your matchups. And I can see here that I'm unfavored into this match. I'm 40% all in, according to this. So let's just play it through and see if we can come out on top. So swings 5 at us. They've got 3 Dawn. I kind of want to stop this. Don't know if I'll need that. Let me use this Sanji for now. And I'm just doing that because we have a 4 life total and it's quite small. We do see a 6 cost Luffy, which is actually quite nice here. I'm going to do the Zoro, use the card action to return 2. I'll gain an active Dawn, and then leader effect will allow me to gain some more. So I go up to 5 Dawn, which is great. I could play out another Zoro here and just have like some bodies, but it's weird against the Luffy because they're going to go to 6k next turn, and like this Zoro just doesn't have as much potency, so I do kind of want to just punch them in the face, but I also want to play with the Black Maria. What to do? I think I'll just beat him down, beat him with the stick, and then we'll pass turn. Beat him with a stick right there. They play out the Sanji Pud. We expect this. This is difficult because we don't have an answer really for this. It's a little bit difficult for us. They do use leader effect, go to 6k base like I mentioned with this, and then they beat us with a stick for 9. Yes, we will take the 9. We get a trigger Top Knot. I don't really want a Don -2, so I'm just going to keep it. Okay, and then we draw a Frankie for turn. Now we could do Sanji, rests, Nico Robin, swing in. I think I'm going to do that. So Sanji, use a card action, return 2. I will rest Nico Robin, gain an active Don and a rested one. So they're 6 anyway, so I'm gonna swing into the Nico Robin. I kind of want them to Don minus here, because they'll go down and Don, which is good for me. Like, now they've only got 5 Don. They might play another Sanji Pud next turn, which would be kind of scary. They draw a Sanji from the Nico Robin ability, but like us being able to be on top of having more Don is quite important. We'll go 6 at them. They take, and we'll swing 7 at them. We know they have a Sanji, so they'll probably 2k. And then we'll pass it back over. We do have like some decent counter here. They have the second Sanji pudding, so now they're going to be able to lead their ability and just get 4 Don back, which is, yeah, that's something. I'll say that for free. It's pretty good. They swing 6 into a Zoro. We're okay with that. And then they swing 7 at our face. We will take this. We don't find the Luffy, unfortunately. And then they play out a Zorojuro. Now the Luffy would definitely help here because these are all like 7s. Top decks it. We're just built different, right? And the thing is, and people don't understand this, right? It's all about talent. All about talent. So things to check first before we play this. Our opponent needs to have 5 Don. They have 5 Don. So we will play out the Luffy, gain an active Don and gain a rested one. And now our leader is a base of 7k. We could top knot this, actually. That might be a shout. Let's go 7 at face first. Is top knot on this correct? Kind of keep some of the pressure off us if we do. They give us a 2k. No, they didn't give us... Oh, we've already seen Sanji. I also kind of just want to go, like, big here. But is that going to help us win the game next turn? They're probably going to have a Gum Gum Giant up next turn now. You can see my thought process. I'm thinking about next turn. I'm going to try and clear the Sanji Pud. Or at least break their hand by making them give us 3 cards. They don't, which is nice. We get the Sanji Pud off. They might play another Sanji Pud, but if they do that, that's force them into the plane, is my thought process. Like, force them into having to do that, and then be in like a solid enough position where we can crack back. Part of me kind of did hope that they would try and protect that. They search with the one cost event that we run, and then they play Nami as well, and find a Sanji Pud so that they can do the shenanigans again here. 3 Sanji Pud is painful, but this deck has so many ways to search. It is what it is, right? It's doing what the deck wants to do. The nice thing is that because we're a 7k base, they're not in a solid position really, like where they can like put a bunch of pressure on us. Like we can 1k counter a 7k swing here. Like if they want to swing with Luffy, they need to Don on, which they don't do here. And then now like this 6 and the 6 just aren't hitting us. They do play out the Nico Robin, which is pretty good. That might be a top notable target, honestly. Okay, now we've gone up to, what does this need? I need my opponent to have 5 done. Yeah, 5 done. Okay, so I've got 7s across the board here. And he is 6, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do a massive dint. But I think I'm going to top knot first. Top knot the Nico Robin. Go to 9. Try and probably clear... It's hard because they'll have Gum Gum Giant. So now I don't want to swing into this because my 7s become like less viable. So I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna stop speaking and I'm gonna play and just buff me, swing at your face, make you give me a bunch of cards, and try not to lose next turn. And then I'll go 7 again. We're not in fear of the Gum Gum Giant here. I kind of want to like... Now here? No. We probably want to pretend that we have a Gum Gum Giant. So we'll swing 8. 9 kind of just forces face though, but then they might be able to math me out next turn. Cancel. What's this? 7, 9. If we go 10, let's just go 10. no card action. They take it, and now they might go for game, which is scary because they have the Sanji Puds as well. But we do have 3 2Ks in our hand, so we've got 7K counter. We're 7K base ourselves. It's not too bad. What am I scared of the most here? Not that. They rush Luffy me. We'll give them the 1K. Rush Luffy, put a bunch of Don on, swing, swing. Swing 7 at us again. We'll give them another Suke here. Swing 7 at us again. We will try and keep the Usahachi, so we'll give a Black Maria. Wonder if they're going to play Luffy. So let's do the maths, right? So they have 8 Don. If they Luffy for 6, they can leader ability and Sanji Pud to get 4 back and go back to having 6 active. Here we go. We're going to see it in live, baby. So really, they only have 4 active because this needs to use 2. Okay. So they just swing 8 here. So this could go to 9. So as long as both of these aren't bricks, yeah, we're fine. So now if they put 2 on and swing 9, we will take. Yeah. And then we have the trigger. We have the counter here. And we win. Nice. Yeah, mathed out. Pretty close, tight to the wire. It's kind of also just how I prefer to play, which is like force your opponent into a position where even though they have a hand like this with the Gum Giants, they are going for game. I don't know if they needed to go for game there, really. Like, maybe they could have just like chipped down my field, kept 2 Don up. Like, as much as it looks like they don't have a lot of counter, this is going to draw them some cards. I think the difficult thing with the GP though is like when you are Don minusing, it really hurts you more than it does in other Luffy leaders. So maybe, but I do think potentially they could have not had to go for game there, especially when I'm 7K base. Makes it a bit difficult. But yeah, that's that matchup. And yeah, next game. So we have Buggy the Clown. I'm gonna go first in this matchup. I think this matchup is slightly favored for us. I'm going to mull this. This isn't too bad. Lots of searches. Lots and lots of searches. We'll play out the law. There's a Luffy. I don't even know why I'm thinking about it. I will take the Luffy. We already have the Zoro to ramp. We'll pass it over. Being able to be a nice 7K base against this is really, really good. Because they can play out a lot of cards that are 7K, so you can match them and not get ran down as much by cards like Dracula Mihawk, for example. They play out the Mr. 3. They used the cross guilds, which allows them to look at the top 4 to add a cross guilds character to the hand, and then they played the Mr. 3 and got a Moji, which is a 2K. This is from the starter deck as well. We've seen Buggy take like massive bumps in the amount of playing that's being used. The play rate is what I meant to say. Similar to the Luffy, this is one of the most popular decks in the sim right now, so it's good to make sure that you know what you're doing against it. We use the Zoro effect to put 2 back, gain 1, and then use leader effect to gain 1 as well. I kind of want to use my search here, so I'm just going to swing 6 at lead with the Buggy. They give us that 2K emoji that we know, so there goes the only card that we do know. And then we'll pick the top 3. And then, do I want Rush Luffy in this matchup, or do I want Rush Luffy in this matchup, or do I want Nico? I think I'm going to take this Luffy. We'll bottom deck those, and we'll pass it over. What's interesting with this one, unlike the Teach one, this bottom decks your cards. They swing at us for 5. I'm going to 1K counter here because I like to keep a lower hand size against blue decks in case of pudding. And then we see this amazing Alvida that's just came out. And I say amazing because of the effect, importantly. But if your leader is Buggy, you draw 3 and trash 2. And that's just a really, really good card, especially when there are so many forms of recursion or being able to play this out of your hand, especially when this ability says discard a card. We'll swing first with the Zoro in case they get a trigger like Red Rock or 10 bagillion Raging Tigers, and then we'll play out the Luffy, use the Luffy effect to Don -2, and then the leader effect to get the Don back. We've just realized our leader doesn't have 5 Don, and then now we're only wee babies because we're dumb. We're dumb, and we'll pass. And that's why reading is important, kids. Reading is sure important. Yeah, because my opponent didn't have 5 Don, I don't get the 7k base. But that's fine, honestly, it's not too bad. They swing at our Zoro, we're going to let that go. Yeah. No. You can't use leader effect if you don't have 5 Don. We'll call this one dead. Next game. Well, that last game was kind of a bust. Now, Lucci, I believe, is probably one of our worst matchups, if I'm not wrong, because they kill all our cards. I'm going to keep this, and we will use the lore to search. We don't find what we're looking for, but we do find a rush Luffy, and usually in the past my tactics against this Luffy have been to rush them down, use as many rushes as possible. We see the Uta come out here. This card is good. This card's really good, man. It can't be KO'd by leaders, which is just great. We are going to play out the Black Maria, use the Black Maria effect to... yeah, sorry. And then swing 5 at lead. And then at the end of the turn, we'll match, but then leader effect will kick in and we'll go to 4 Don. And we were on 3. There we go. Like so. I'm interested to see if they're going to kill the Black Maria here. They could do this with Uta and Brook. They swing 5 at us, we will take it. And then they play Kuzan out. It's not too bad for us, really. Now, they don't have 5 Don, which sucks, but we move. I kind of want to just play this out as a body, but I think it's like so easily removed with what they've got here, so I just kind of want to punch them at the same time. I'm going to play out the lore first, see if we can find a Luffy. We do. Nice. Okay. And then I'm going to top knot the Kuzan. Gain some Don back. Go back to 6. Don't really want to weaponize my Black Maria in this situation. Because I'm not at 8 Don, sometimes in this matchup I'll look to like rest the Uta with the Usahachi, but you need to have 8 Don to activate his effect. So I'm just going to swing for 9 here. Just punch him. The top knot was really good. I didn't even see it in my hand there, but it's nice to get rid of that that ability to just get rid of 4 costs straight away. They do use the Uta ability here, and then they swing with lead to reduce Black Maria. No blocks here, and I think I'm just going to give them my 2k. I just saw my hand again, and we just have like so much rush, which is crazy into this matchup. They do play out the Rob Lucci here, which gets rid of some of our stuff. Now, I kind of want to Sanji the Uta and go like swing into it with this, and then swing into the other one with this, and just get rid of that ability to hurt me in the soul. 7k base when they have a Rob Lucci is good though, but I only have 1. I kind of want to save my Sanjis for the what's their name? I can't remember its name. Rebecca's. There you go. Rebecca. But I also want to clear them. I'm doing it. I'm going to swing 5 at lead first. They give us the 1k counter we were hoping for. And then we will Don -2. Rest the Uta and then gain 2 back here. We're going to swing 4 into one of them. Wondering if they give us a 2k here. They do. And then we'll swing 7 into the other. We'll pass. I don't know if that's right. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to be like smashing them down. I had not practiced this matchup at all. Like, I am new to this cool, funky deck. But in my mind, clearing out the Utas, getting 2Ks from them is important, and I'm okay with that. The only thing that like argument for this would be like if they do play out the Rebecca's, this is nice to be able to smash into it if I rest it with the Sanji, so like swinging with it now might not be favored. But they have a low, like low everything, like everything they've got on the go right now is oh my lord. That's okay. We'll let them have that. They're saying 5 others here we will take because we're in no rush here, and they play out the Kuzan. Now we have an answer for Kuzan. We will rest it. We will swing 7 into it first. Nice. And then I'm just going to attach all active and swing into the Lucci as well. Get that pressure off me. Just say, hey up, back off, dude. I've done jiu-jitsu or whatever. Oh my god. I think I'm about to be Tenzan. And this is maybe why face was the place. This is not good. This is not good for business. We'll swing 7 with the Luffy. They take. Then we'll play Luffy. Don't think we're going to be using its effect this turn, so we just want to push damage out. Kind of want to blag that I have good guy card. No effect. No effect. They take. And then we'll pass. I probably should have been going face a lot more in this matchup, to be fair, now that I think about it. They do hit us. We will stop that one. They use the Tempest Kick. And then I think they're going to do some Rebecca shenanigans, and then we might be in deep, deep trouble. Yeah, I think I played this one poorly, I'll be honest. Like, there's my Gum Giant at least. Pardon me. They play out the Rob Lucci. And then the Manchari. So the only way this isn't bad is if they don't play a blocker now. They're going to probably get a 2k with the Manchari though. Oh, never mind, there's Bartolomeo. Bartolomeo, I don't know why I said his name like that, but that's where he is. We do draw Frankie. Part of me wants to use the Luffy, go to 7, keep 1 up for Gum Giant, and just like try and pressure. I need to get this Manchari. They block the Manchari. Do we try and go for game here with Luffy? That's a 7-card hand. What have we seen? I couldn't even tell you. I don't think we've seen searches. We've just seen the stuff. Let's check trash. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 2Ks. So we can go 9, 10 with this. Are we dead next turn if we just do this? Probably. Like, they have a 10 cost, so we're gonna have to go for it. We'll go for it. Let's hope they don't have the counter. It's gotta be active on Kieran. We can go 9, 10. Fingers crossed. Yes! Oh my god, we got there just with the 10k. They must have been like 1k counter short and just found it. So we got there, but I would not use that as an article of study if you're playing BP, because I feel like I played that matchup terribly. I focused too much on board. Probably should have pushed face a lot more because they have so many cards to the bricks. But damn, that was good. If they played out like Rebecca there, maybe that was bad. They blocked the swing for the Manchari, and my thought process was, I've been here so many times. Maybe they should have just let the Manchari go. They would probably guaranteed to win if they'd done so, because they already have a blocker. There's no way for me to win. So I think misplays on both parts, but it feels good to get a win. It does feel good. We'll play one more last game, and then let's see if we can get a third and final win. Fabulous. So this is the last game for us with this deck. We have the Luffy, but no ramp. We are going second into this matchup, which hurts a little bit. I don't think, actually, I don't know if it matters, but I'm going to keep in hopes that this finds me my ramp. I feel like I've played this person. Was this someone we played earlier? Maybe. Big money time. Always punished. This game hates me because I'm just so cool. Oh, I don't think ramp's actually that bad, really. It's fine. I'm just being dramatic. Maybe Frankie? We'll take the Frankie. And then we'll be dead cool and put our Don on our leader. The Frankie's cool, actually. Not too bad. Allow us to get some pieces. But because we're going to 6 anyway, I don't know if ramping next turn is all that important. They hit us for 7. We'll take that. They play Going Merry. Many of the Going Merries. We'll draw. We'll do Frankie first because we'll get a Don active back from our leader. So Frankie, return 2, trash a card from our hand. What are we trashing today, sire? Probably Frankie. And we'll gain a Don back and gain 1 rested. We get another Luffy, which is nice. So we'll go 6. And yeah, we will pass. And then they'll do things like play Sanji Pudding. Shabao. The nice thing about us not ramping on that turn actually is that means they don't draw from the Sanji Pud. So that's good. They swing at us for 6. We will say Oki and Odoki, give the Black Maria. It's not a good card in the matchup, and then they play a Frankie. This is a pretty good card in the matchup because it allows them to just stay back on top of their Don. This Frankie is now just a blocker. But they have 5 Don. And that's all I need to be able to use this here Luffy. So we'll gain 1 active Don, gain 1 rested. We might actually... Are we swinging 6 with the Frankie? I think so. I think 6 with Frankie, 7 with lead. They take that one and then swing 7 with leader. They give us an Uso Hachi. And we'll say, right back at you, buddy. Not a bad spot. Got 2 2k counters. And we're 7 kibbies. So that's why I was feeling pretty good about swinging with the Frankie. They pay 6 to play out the Sanji blocker. Don't know how I feel about that. They swing with Frankie into Frankie. We're going to let that go. We want to keep all our counter for our precious, precious lives. They swing 7 at us with the leader. We will stop this one with our Sanji. And they swing again at us with Sanji Pud. I think we can afford to take that one. Okay. We do draw a Gum Gum Giant, which is nice. I think we're going to try and keep on up this turn. What I don't want is... Oh, no, it's fine. They have 7 Don, actually. I was going to say I don't want them to go lower than 5 Don. Like, stop my rush from this Luffy. But I think it's fine. I think now I'm just going to put on the gas. So I'm going to swing 7, use its effect, gain the active Don and then rested. They take that one. I don't think I'm going to use this Luffy's ability this turn. I think I'm just going to take it easy. But I will swing 2 8s. No effect. They take that one. And then we'll do the same again here. They give us the Gum Gum Jet Gatling with this Demonic Aura 9 Sword Style Ashura Demon 9 Flash. Yeah, and then we'll just pass. But yeah, we're in a pretty nice spot now. They've got 0 life. If they try and push through for game, they're in trouble, but they're not doing that. We've got a Gum Gum Giant up. We've got 3 2Ks. They use lead effect and then Sanji Pud. They have 8 Don. They swing at Luffy. We're going to stop this with Nico Robin. Same again here with the Sanji. I don't know if attacking with this is correct here. Just because you kind of want to have as much up as possible. But we don't know what they're going to do, so we'll just Black Maria that one. They swing an 8 at it. No blocks. What can they play for 3? Another blocker? Okay. So let's do Gum Gum Giant here. -2. Get rid of Zoro. Target. And then stop that. Tony Chopper. Okay. So we can do Usohachi all done on. Let's do, so should we, are we going for game actually? Wait. Do we need to go for game? Not particularly. So maybe playing out the Usohachi is a mistake. We have Gungam Giant, we can make a 7k base. They don't have all that much pressure really. They have 2 up, they could double Gungam Giant, that would put us in a really bad position if we do that. Okay. Either way, we can do this. Swing first, done -2, and gain that. And then now we can see what they do. Nice. So I think this is better, honestly, I do. I do kind of want to clear out this Sanji blocker, so I might go some 8s at it. No card action. Okay. We'll swing 7 at face. They stop it, and then we'll try an 8 again. No need for its effect. They give us the Gungam Giant. Sweet. And then we'll pass it back over. I feel like we have quite a healthy margin here. They swing 7 at our Luffy. We will stop that. 7 again at our Luffy. We should probably be letting this go now, honestly. So we will, just in case they pull off some magical shenanigans. One of them had to go. I'd rather have 2 cards that say, I'm going to hit you for 8 4 times. They play the Going Merry. Reveal and draw Sanji Pud using the When You're at Sea You Fight Pirates. This one, the Searcher. Pretty nice. We run it ourselves. And then they use Leader Effect, gain a Don active backed by Sanji Pud as well. Then they play out Tony Chopper. And then they swing 9 into our Luffy. No blocks. We will Gungam Giant, trashing Luffy and boosting. Alright, now we have 8 Don. Now we will attempt to go for it. We will Usohachi this. We can do 8 8. Yep. 8 4 times is pretty good. Magic numbers. There's the first Gungam Giant. Do the same again. Yeah. Eight. So these draws need to be perfect now to stop them from losing. They need a 2k and a 1k. Please no. Yes. Nice, we got the win. Awesome. That was nice. Maybe, I think waiting the extra turn was fine, but maybe I just had it there. Maybe I was, I'm a slower player. I like to take my time with things, and sometimes I double guess myself, but I felt like we could almost guarantee it. If they had 2 then, they must have had a 3rd. So, but yeah, this was black, purple, BP, black, purple. There we go. Luffy. Really, really fun deck. I think this is one to keep an eye on because it can just catch you off guard if you don't know what some of the cards do. So if I were you, I'd definitely be taking a look. Yeah, let me know if you're trying this yourself. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if there are any decks that you want to see, leave a comment below and I will add them to the list for this upcoming week. But most importantly, have a fantastic day and peace.